Allie, we did it.
We did it. So good.
O'Reilly Security Conference.
Yes.
We are in it right now.
This is happening.
It's really cool. And when we first started talking about this, was it like a year ago, at least?
Yes, right around a year ago.
Yeah. We had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
We had this theory that defensive security people, defenders, needed a place,
Right.
a gathering space, a home to be.
Right.
Yeah.
To productively share information.
To step out of the darkness,
Right.
shine a light on it.
Right. But also not just stepping out of the darkness, but actually center stage in a sort of a culture environment that's geared towards them.
Yeah. Celebrating the work they
exactly.
do. But it was a little scary, right? There's a lot of
Right.
security events out there. There's a lot of noise.
There sure are.
And now that what do you think? How do you feel?
Oh,
Did we get it right?
Yeah, I kind of think we did. I mean, still, first year, right? There's things that we can always do better and differently, and next year, what the community and the industry needs might be different than what they needed this year. But I am just so thrilled. We knew going in that the quality of the agenda we were able to put together was amazing, and I'd heard lots of feedback before the event that folks were really looking forward to hearing from some of the speakers and trainers that we pulled in. So day one has gone really well.
Yeah. Word on the street. So like, what are you hearing from people?
Word on the street is sort of thankful, not just of the quality of the agenda, because folks kind of saw that. That's why they bought tickets. That's why they're here. But also of everything else surrounding the event to make the whole experience really useful and productive. All of the sort of helping people make connections with each other and have that context and kind of keep things professional but also fun.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to strike.
Yes, it is. But I think that we're doing a good job. And one of the things that I've sort of kept hearing through the talks and also as I've talked with people is this idea that on this Defenders, it's a team sport. I mean, it's come up in almost every talk that it really sort of takes a whole group of folks working together to build that road from O days to no days. And so we knew that we're a culture of builders, but I think the idea that this space in information security and in technology is such a team environment and needs people from all different spaces has made it really interesting for the folks participating to see that we're trying to create a culture where that is also sort of fostered.
Yeah, and not just IT.
Right.
There's been some really excellent talks, I feel like, along those lines, and really great. I've seen great feedback on Twitter too from people.
Right.
It's like it's okay to celebrate that you're not.
Right.
Let's shine a light on that too. And we can all feel good about that.
Shout out for the marine biology majors, the history majors, the philosophy majors, the English lit majors.
My liberal arts brethren.
Econ. Yeah. So it takes all kinds of skills because the tools that we're going to use are not all technology, and the things that we're trying to protect aren't all computers. Right. And so that has been it's been really interesting to kind of sort of feel that in my own work, but then also hear that come back to me from other speakers and folks in this space and folks who are just joining us. So
I think that's what I've noticed the most. I mean, you've been to a lot more other security conferences than I have, but to me it felt like the signal to noise ratio on what people focused on defense need went way up here. Right. You could set all of that other stuff aside. It's still there. You could turn your browsers on. You could, but in this space with these people, it was like the quality of that signal and then the sort of breadth of that. It's palpable and like this is here for those folks.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So what do you think? We're going to Amsterdam.
We are. World tour. We are going to Amsterdam. We're going to Amsterdam immediately. So it's going to be a different audience. And I think that we tried to pull in a mix of folks at the Amsterdam event who would speak also to the sort of concerns of our friends around the world, right?
More global concerns.
In Europe, they have just operating across borders and trying to deal with different regulatory environments and such is very pressing there. So, the agenda will be tweaked, the emphasis of it will be tweaked a little bit to make it really relevant locally, but I'm hoping that we're able to foster similar discussions and really inspire people to connect and think about protecting their systems and their companies in, new ways, different ways, get ideas from each other.
Yeah, and one thing the theme that kept coming up in the keynotes and other things was not a single point in time.
Right.
This is a vector. It's a journey, and things like the Dan Kaminsky hackathon that has legs that could continue.
Right. That's fantastic.
Into next year.
Right.
Yeah.
The call for volunteers is never going to end, really. Like the opportunity for folks to pitch in is never going to end, and we're going to make progress. We're going to make progress together into the future, and
beyond.
And beyond. Yes.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I'm really interested to see whether we do more hackathon events exactly. What other sort of supporting infrastructure we're going to provide to the community.
Yeah, to be determined.
Right.
We're a work in progress, like
Right.
everything else.
But I think it's so perfect actually that it is a hackathon that is sort of the supporting activity, because that's a building activity. Right. I think that it would be very interesting to do a sort of capture the flag type blue team, red team exercise in an environment like this, but it's sort of like poetic and perfect that what we're sort of bringing to the table is building.
Yeah, fixing.
Building something that's going to last beyond the event itself, right? The tools that are being created, they'll be open sourced, people can use them, they can incorporate them, they can add on to them, but we're building together, which I think is really great.